Sorry. No, it doesn't tell the whole story, you're right, but the most important things of the story pretty much, because we came here for a result. I didn't expect the game being any easier. I knew, and I have to say big compliment to Benfica. They really fought for their lives, especially after we opened a door a little bit for them. It was clear when they scored that the crowd will be back, and the atmosphere was really, really, really good. And good football teams tend to use that, but we could calm them down immediately a little bit with the 3 changes. I think it helped. The other boys worked really hard, but that's why they have all a tough period going through, and that's why it was helpful that we could bring fresh legs. And then the game was slightly more open than I would have wished, of course, but we scored a third one, and I think everybody in the room agrees we could have scored more goals, maybe should have. I said big compliment to Benfica, but anyway, the best player of Benfica was the goalie, probably. That says a lot. It's half time, we had 2 goals up. We were in the half-time today 2 goals up, and we knew it's not over. It's exactly the same information we have now. But now they have come to Anfield, and we have to use that. That's it.
How much as well, Jürgen, does a game like tonight?
Can you speak to the mic, please?
Actually, his questions are not very interesting, so...
You cracked that one before, by the way. How much does a game like tonight, though, take out of a side like your own? And you've been able to manage minutes once again. So just how important was that, particularly with the game that you've got coming up?
It makes all the difference, because hopefully at one point this discussion will stop with about having an advantage with changing 5 times. It's a necessity. So it's April. We have already, I don't know exactly what, but around about 49 games, club games, plus the games the boys played for their countries. So and all the decisions will be made from now on. So the boys have to really dig deep and fight with all they have. But the more often you have the chance then to share this intensity, the better it is for the players, obviously, and the better it is for the game. And that we could do that tonight, but both teams could do it. So they brought a lot of. They made 5 changes as well, I'm pretty sure, and so all good.
I make the 2 questions right now to make it easier. First of all, I would like to know if you think that this tie is closed, and the next one is
No.
if you look, if you made some change in the team. Looking for the next game that you have, because probably is the game will decide the title.
Wait. And the second question: if we made some changes,
you made some changes in the team
today.
Yes,
we made
today.
some changes.
Yes,
Had
and I
nothing-
would like to know if you make that changes, thinking about the game that you will have on the weekend,
Okay.
because probably it's the game that decides the title.
Yeah, good question. Then 2 very good questions. Both answers are no and no. No, the tie is not closed because, how I said, it's half-time, and we know that. And we knew in half-time today that it's not done. Would have wished we wouldn't have given them the opportunity to come back in the game, but that's football, and they deserved it. Completely fine with that. It's an away game in the Champions League in the quarterfinal. If that would be easy, something would be wrong with the competition. But it's a great competition, and Benfica didn't get the quarterfinal as a present. They came through an incredibly tough group and played against one of the most talented teams in Europe with Ajax. So, and here they are. And today they really want to go for it, and they will want to go for it. We have usually a very good atmosphere in European nights as well. This time I hope, and I'm pretty sure it will help us, but it's not closed. And I didn't think a second until now about the City game, so I could not make decisions because of the City game when you don't think about it.
Good evening. Congratulations on your victory. Throughout the game, we saw Konate man marking Everton. Did your team saw potential counterattacks by Benfica as their biggest threat? And did you look to prevent this by cutting down passing lanes and man marking their fastest players like Darwin, Everton, and Rafa?
You saw us man marking. Then we played really bad.
Sorry?
You saw us man marking a player.
Yes, Konate man marking Everton throughout the game. Was that a tactic to prevent counterattacks?
That's only possible if Everton is always around Konate, because we defend the space. And if it did it, I have to watch the game back. If it did it, then I have to make sure that it will never happen again, because we play against the ball and not against Everton or all the other boys. It happens in the box, can happen cross from outside, and you have to man mark. That's clear. All other situations, not. So it was not part of the game plan, not at all. But I have to watch the game. I will watch the game back anyway, and if we man marked him, I will tell you before the second game. And then that's not the plan now. Welcome.
We'll go to Dom and then one final question.
Just a couple of things, Jürgen. Is Fabinho okay? It looked like he was bleeding from the back of his head.
There's a little. There's a little. Does it still work? Because it's green. You can still hear me? Ah, good. Okay. Okay. He's fine. Great. No, he's fine. That's how it looks. He had a cut in the back of his head, and obviously there are no hair who could hold the blood back. That's why they needed a bit of time, but he should be completely fine.
I was just going to notice when Mo was coming off, you gave him a sort of not a hug, but there was a bit more in the handshake, normal, like as if to say, he looked like the chance that he missed at the first half really bothered him, and you were almost to say, keep your head up.
Completely normal. I did nothing different to what I do usually. I think if the game is kind of decided, you then are a bit more with the players who come off. If the game is open like it was, then you just give a clap, and about all the rest we can speak later. Each player in that situation wants to score, and obviously with all the stories around and the thing, it's clear that Mo wants to score as well, especially in this moment. But it's all fine. It's a tough period. Both boys came back from Africa. That's really not easy. Massive pressure on both of the shoulders. Both had to sort it for their countries. The managers had their part in that as well, to put it on them, I think. And that needs a bit time to settle. That's all. Important game for Mo and Sadio tonight. One could score, the other one unfortunately not, but everything will be fine.
Thank you. We'll take one final question, and that'll be us.
Nils Bastek, Deutsche Presseagentur, guten Abend. You know your game schedule obviously better than I do, so I don't need to tell you what's ahead. It's not only the City game, but also the second leg against Benfica and other games. What meaning do these next week have, in your opinion, for the outcome of the season?
You ask me after it. So if we win against City, obviously it's already difficult enough. I think nobody would think, okay, that's it, decided, because quality of the opponent. If we play now against the best team in the world, that's how it is. But we will give it a try anyway, and that's it pretty much. But yeah. So what we did in the last few months, 6, 7, 8 months since the season started, we created a better basis you can't create. That's it. We are in this, we're in the quarterfinal, we're in the semi-final, and in the further you go in competitions, the harder it gets. That's unfortunately the truth. You barely reach a final and play there against a team and win 8-0. That doesn't happen. So like the Chelsea final was incredibly intense. 2 top-class sides, and that's how all the games will be for us from now on. We know it already. It's since late December. It was clear if we wanna achieve something, we better win all our games, and that this is not really likely. We know, but that's why we take it game by game, and then it's maybe a little bit more possible, but it will be really tough. And yes, everybody knows about the importance of the next game, but after this game there will be other games in other competitions, but in the Premier League as well. So if you cannot be first, you want to be second. If you are behind, you want to come closer. That's all. I know it's and if you are close, you want to overtake. That's the situation, and how I said, we will give it a proper try.